The morning sun lit up the glass doors of First National Bank, the kind of place where everyone pretended to smile, but only money really mattered. 16-year-old Ava Johnson stepped inside, clutching a white envelope to her chest like it was her heartbeat. She wasn't rich, not even close, but this envelope meant hope, a $45,000 college grant, her ticket to a better life. Her mom, Dr. Monica Johnson, a self-made businesswoman, had always told her, "Never let anyone tell you what you're worth, baby. You decide that yourself." Ava took a deep breath and joined the short line. She wore her Sunday dress, pressed perfectly, her curls tied neatly back. But as soon as the man behind the counter saw her, his smile froze. He was Mr. Collins, the branch manager. Mid-40s, expensive suit, cheap attitude. When Ava reached the counter, she smiled politely. "Good morning, sir. I'm here to deposit a check." He didn't return the smile. "You're here to deposit? May I see the check?" She handed it to him carefully, excitement trembling in her hands. Collins looked at the numbers, $45,000, and then back at her. His eyebrow arched sharply. "Where exactly did you get this kind of money?" Ava blinked. "It's my college fund. A scholarship and savings from my mom's company." He cut her off with a smirk. "Uh-huh, sure it is. We get a lot of these lately. Fake checks, scam attempts. You wouldn't believe the creativity." Her smile faded. "It's real, sir. You can call the issuing bank." But before she could finish, he tore the check right in front of her. The sound of paper ripping echoed like a gunshot. Ava froze. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. The lobby went silent. A few people turned to look, whispering. Collins folded his arms. "We don't deal with fraud here, young lady. Be thankful I'm not calling security." Ava's eyes filled with tears, but she stood tall. "You didn't even check. You just assumed." He sneered. "I don't need to check. I can tell when something doesn't add up." Ava clenched her fists. "You mean when someone doesn't fit your idea of who should have money?" Collins stepped closer, his tone dripping with arrogance. "You're dismissed, miss. Don't make a scene." She turned to leave, her face burning, her voice trembling but proud. "You'll regret this. You just disrespected the wrong family." The doors swung closed behind her, the rain starting to fall. But inside, Collins just laughed. He didn't know that the wrong family was about to walk back through those same doors and turn his perfect little world upside down. The rain hadn't stopped when Ava reached the parking lot, tears mixed with raindrops on her cheeks. But she didn't cry because she was weak. She cried because she was angry. Angry that no matter how hard she worked, someone could still look at her skin and decide she didn't belong. She sat in her mom's car, gripping the torn pieces of the check in her shaking hands. Moments later, a sleek black Tesla Model X pulled into the lot. The driver's door opened, and out stepped Dr. Monica Johnson, 6 feet of grace, confidence and authority wrapped in a tailored navy suit. Her heels clicked like thunder on the wet concrete. She spotted her daughter through the windshield and hurried over. "Ava, what happened, baby?" Ava could barely speak. He tore it up, Mom. The manager said it was fake." Monica's jaw tightened. "Who?" Ava nodded toward the bank. "The man in the gray suit, behind the main counter." Monica looked at the building. The big golden logo, the spotless windows, the place that had just humiliated her child, and something cold flickered in her eyes. "Stay in the car," she said softly. "Mama's got this." The sound of her heels echoed as she walked into the bank. Heads turned. The same employees who ignored Ava moments ago now straightened their ties and smiled nervously. Collins was at the counter, laughing with another employee until he saw her. "Good afternoon," she said sharply. "I need to speak with the branch manager." Collins flashed his polished smile. "That would be me, ma'am. How can I help you today?" Monica didn't waste a second. She placed her business card on the counter. "Dr. Monica Johnson, CEO, Johnson Global Financial Group." His smile faltered. "This morning, you tore up my daughter's check," she continued. A $45,000 certified grant from a registered trust fund. Do you deny that? He blinked. Wait, your daughter? I didn't realize. No, you didn't, Monica interrupted. Because you didn't care to. You saw a young black girl and assumed fraud. You didn't verify. You didn't call the issuing bank. You just destroyed a legal instrument. By now, the lobby had gone completely silent. Even the security guard froze. Collins swallowed hard. Ma'am, I was just following protocol. Protocol? Monica's tone cut like glass. Show me the policy that says to destroy a customer's check without verification. I'll wait, he stammered. I don't have that with me right now. Of course you don't. She leaned closer, her eyes locked on his. Because what you followed wasn't policy, it was prejudice. Whispers spread across the room. Monica straightened her jacket. My legal team will be contacting your headquarters within the hour. And believe me, Mr. Collins, by tomorrow morning, you'll wish you'd just treated my daughter like a human being. She turned to leave, but paused halfway. Oh, and tell your regional manager to expect a meeting. My company owns 12% of this bank's shares. Collins went pale. His knees almost buckled. Outside, Ava watched through the glass as her mother walked out. Calm, fierce and victorious. Let's go home, Monica said, opening the car door. I think we just taught a man the cost of arrogance. The next morning, James Collins walked into the bank, still shaken from the confrontation. He hadn't slept a minute. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the look in that woman's eyes. Power, authority, and disappointment. But he tried to convince himself it would blow over. After all, he was the manager. People like him didn't get fired, right? At 9:00 a.m., a message flashed on his screen. Urgent. Report to the president's office immediately. He adjusted his tie, grabbed his coffee, and headed upstairs. When he entered the conference room, his heart dropped. Sitting at the long mahogany table was Dr. Monica Johnson, her daughter Ava beside her, calm, confident, and unshaken. Across from them sat Victoria Hale, the bank's regional president, and two attorneys from corporate headquarters. Mr. Collins, Victoria began coolly, please have a seat. He obeyed, his palms sweating. We've reviewed the footage from yesterday, she continued. Would you care to explain why you destroyed a certified check belonging to a Harvard-bound student without verification? I believed it was fraudulent, he muttered. Believed? Monica echoed softly. Or assumed because of who handed it to you? Collins opened his mouth, but no words came out. Victoria turned her tablet around. The video footage played, crystal clear. Collins tearing up the check, mocking tone, dismissive gestures. Girl, do you think I was born yesterday? His own voice echoed through the boardroom. The silence that followed was unbearable. Finally, Victoria spoke, her tone like ice. Mr. Collins, you've violated 3 corporate policies and federal anti-discrimination regulations. Effective immediately, you're terminated for cause. Security will escort you out. He slumped back, his world collapsing. Monica leaned forward slightly. Mr. Collins, let me tell you something. My daughter didn't need your approval to belong here, but you needed basic decency to keep your job, and you lost both. Ava looked him in the eye. No anger, just calm dignity. Sometimes, she said quietly, the best revenge is proving them wrong. As Collins was escorted out, his reflection in the glass doors looked smaller than ever. The proud manager who thought he was untouchable, now reduced to a cautionary tale. 6 months later, Ava stood beneath the towering gates of Harvard University, sunlight glinting off her new student badge. She had done it, not just for herself, but for every person who had been told they didn't belong. Her mother stood beside her, pride softening her usually fierce eyes. You know, Monica said, when he tore up that check, he thought he was destroying your future. Ava smiled. Turns out he was funding it. They both laughed, soft, victorious laughter that carried years of struggle and triumph. Back in the city, a press headline flashed across business channels. Bank implements $500,000. Scholarship fund for minority students. Inspired by incident with teen prodigy. And in small print, one line read, former manager James Collins declines to comment. In a world where prejudice still whispers through polished walls, one young girl proved that dignity is louder. Sometimes justice doesn't shout. It simply stands tall and shines so bright that even arrogance must bow. Never judge someone by the color of their skin, because you might just be tearing up your own future.